Camera number 305 of 365 is the Olympus XA, a clamshell form camera, and it requires batteries to operate all its functions. So let's just go ahead and put two LR44 batteries into the camera. So we put our two LR44 batteries, positive terminal uppermost, and then put the lid of it back in place. Doesn't feel right. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so now the camera hopefully will operate. Well, we can check because on the base, the little armature here has a number of functions. Some backlight or exposure compensation to plus 1.5. But we also have a battery check. Now normally with the battery check you would hear an audible beep, but we also get a little red light here. Hopefully you can see that. The reason I haven't got the audio tone is because a common failing of these cameras, let me just turn that off, is that the button, the piece of metal, or the two pieces of metal that meet when the button is pressed, either get something on them and don't make very good contact, so rendering the camera not functioning. So I've had to actually take the camera apart. There are a number of videos online to show you how to do that, and by taking it apart, unfortunately the wire that connects that audible, that tone, was severed, so that no longer works. But the camera does, and we turn the camera on effectively by sliding the clamshell open, revealing our lens, which is an f2.8 35mm Zouk Olympus lens, and we have around the outer collar here a lever that actually is used to focus. See that on the top here, our focus ring, 0.85 meters to infinity. And then we also have our film speed selector around the inner collar there. And then we have our aperture selection here. So the camera is actually an aperture priority camera. The camera will respond. In the viewfinder you see a little etched into the glass scale of shutter speeds, and the needle will move according to the aperture that we select. So coming back to the base, we've mentioned the exposure compensation, the battery check, and the self-timer. So let's just try the self-timer. Now we have to wind the film on manually by, there we go, that cog there, or dial, and then hopefully if we press the button we get a little flashing light, and then the camera will take about 10 seconds approximately. There we go, and then the camera takes. So this camera, it really is packs a great deal of functionality, being able to select your own aperture and shutter speed, sorry, or rather, film speed, is really nice. So aperture priority camera, really. We can increase the functionality by adding the A11 flash unit, but it does make it more bulky. As it is at the moment, it's very pocketable. Slide that and then we can go away quite easily. But we can add the flash unit, which just screws on. And then on the column here of the apertures, if we set it to flash, it, oops, we have to open the clamshell, it pops up the little sensor that measures the light. We also have on the flash the ability to set our film speed as well, so increasing the control that we can have on this camera. Let's just take that off though. And then to put the film in to our camera, we have to lift up the rewind crank, and then we pop the film in, and close our door and the film. And that's it really. I haven't mentioned the shutter or film counter there. Okay, so that is the Olympus XA, and that has been camera number 305 of 365.